Runk.
Hey, welcome to Congratulations. It's episode 471. So here we are, and it is time to be spooky because it is Halloween. Now, I have dressed up in past years on Congratulations, and I didn't this time, and that's okay, honestly, you know? I am 45. I should dress up for my kids because we're going to go trick-or-treating, and I will because I can't wait because I love that, okay? And for work, for my job, I guess I'm the boss, and I didn't do it. So we're not doing it. It's not allowed. How about that? It's not allowed at what do you call it? My job. Yeah, I would dress up, dude. It's not allowed at my job, man. So that's great. And before I even get into it, I will be in Syracuse, Buffalo, Hamilton, Ontario, Chicago, Illinois is the big one. Kansas City, Missouri, Omaha, Nebraska, Daytona Beach, Florida, Jacksonville, Florida, Cleveland, Ohio. And then I got a bunch of dates, but I'm going to be spending New Year's Eve in San Antonio, Texas. So come get your tickets and spend New Year's Eve with me. You can come and then go do your thing and then watch the ball drop because, we're not going to do that at my show. It's just going to be before that. So that's, yeah. Some comics like to do it on stage. I don't like to do it on stage. I have done it on stage, so I know I don't like it. I don't hate it. I just would rather do stand-up and the show, and then you do the party, however you want to do it. Anyway, it is, so go to chrislea.com and get tickets. It is, what do you call it? Halloween weekend coming up here. And I'm really shocked that we haven't had like my kids. Well, I should say Calvin. I don't know about Billy yet. Really, he's 2.5, but Calvin loves Halloween, loves it, and well, it's pretty standard for kids to love Halloween. I feel like I don't know any kid that wouldn't. I probably didn't when I was a kid because I'm a weirdo and I thought it was probably scary and also like why is everybody dressing up? But I still dressed up. I think that I'm surprised that Calvin doesn't want to. He wants to be a ghost, so that's what he wants to be, and I'm surprised at that honestly because it didn't really change much. These kids will go like, oh, I want to be a ghost, and then they'll be like, never mind, I want to be a wizard, and they'll go, never mind, I want to go as Barack Obama or whatever. And it changes until like the day before. But he's been on this ghost thing, which is going to be a fairly easy costume, especially for my wife. She's probably like, that's it. Oh man, I don't get to use my skills. Although she probably will find a way to use her skills at some point somehow. She is heavy on the arts and crafts, and she's actually. When I'm thinking about it, I was standing. She did something for the school, like this Halloween thing, and I was looking at it, and the kids were playing with it. Like, well, not playing with it, but like it's like a seek and find, a thing on the wall. Like you got to find a witch, you got to find the ghost, you got to find the whatever the spooky candy apple, and I saw these kids looking and playing with it, and I was like, wow, that's really cool that these kids like that. Sometimes I think because when I was a kid, I didn't like things, and I still don't like things, that I wouldn't care about that. But I'm looking at these kids play and look at this craft that my wife spent days making and hours on end. And I'm like, wow, I took a step back. I'm like, this is really wild actually that she was able to make this, and it's very impressive that she can do it. And how honestly, and I barely ever use this word, but this is why, because I want to use it when it counts. It's wonderful. You understand? So yeah. And I know everybody doesn't have that artistic side or whatever, but it's really wild. You know, like the like you go into a coffee shop and you see like the menu and it's like got like a chalkboard and the flowers are on it and shit. I was wondering who did that for people, and I married one. So yeah. So Halloween's coming up. I don't know what I'm going to dress up as. You will most likely find out on my Instagram or something. You know, yeah. Maybe I'll be a ghost. Also, maybe I'll be a Ghostbuster. Although if I would catch Calvin, I would just want to hug him and stuff. But yeah, it's. I was in Texas and I was in, so I was in Europe and then I went to Midland, Texas. So there's just talk about re-entry, talk about like the absolute opposite ends of the spectrum on when it comes to living. Like it was super America, basically, because it was spread out. There's just no places like that, other places. Like even the spread out places in Europe, they have like statues and beautiful trees. And here it's like a parking lot and a Mervyn's. Mervyn, dude, that name is just the worst name, right? Mervyn? That was a real name? Marvin, maybe. Anyway, just Mervyn is a disgusting name. But so we, so yeah, I was in Midland and it was fine. I did Friday night show, which is idiotic because it's Friday night football there. Whatever. I did it. It was fine. Waco, then I did Waco, which is where David Koresh killed everybody. And I did that, and that was good because it was Saturday, not Friday night football. But yeah, my voice was gone last episode all throughout the week, and it just wasn't getting better. And Friday night, I had to do a show, and it was absolutely terrible. I sound like Super Dave Osborne. The whole time I was just talking like this. And then I had it. At the end of the show, I had it, and I couldn't even speak. And then afterwards, Sam, my video guy, was like, "Try some of this," because he's in a band, And I go, "What?" And he said, "It's throat coat." And I'm like, sounds extremely gay. First of all, but okay. Put it in the tea. Drank it. Was fine the next day for Waco. And I'm just like, damn, that saves people, dude. And he sings that froth froth music. You know what I mean? That whole like, that demonic rock shit or whatever. I don't know. I'm into. I'm not heavy into music. I know a lot about music because Know Your Enemy, but like I definitely heard songs in Europe at the gym, and I would Shazam them because they were fantastic. And by fantastic, I mean egregious. And by that, I mean, well, I'll put it this way: the two favorite songs that I heard in Europe were, one of them was, "There's Nothing Better Than Some Music." That was the title is "There's nothing better than music," and the chorus goes, "There's nothing better than some music," and I'm just like, that is so Danish, so foreign. Some music to quantify it as, obviously not music all the time. To have it all the time would be crazy, but some of it is good at some points. To add the word "some" is fantastic. There was another song that I couldn't believe. I got a gym day pass at I turned out to be like, kind of seemed like an old person's gym, honestly. I mean, I had a lot of the stuff. I was like the only person in it, but everyone else was over 85. I was like, is this heaven? And so so I went to, it was Gothenburg, and this song came on, and it was so, like, Danish music is so, like, obviously they have things like Katy Perry and the regular kind of big music. They have Drake and all that. But when you hear like deeper cuts, it's always like the lyrics are just like, live life to the fullest in the fast lane. And it's just absolutely so foreign. It's like the first sayings you learn when you learn English. Never stopping. Like that kind of stuff. Don't, you know what I mean? Like, kill two birds with one stone. Like that is completely in multiple Danish songs or Swedish songs. Right? And there was one song that was particularly doing this. And I go, every line, I was in my leg day. And I was doing it. And as I was doing it, they were just hitting all of the, quintessential, put one foot in front of the other. And then the song chorus came on. And it's called, and the chorus is, and this is what the song is called because I Shazammed it after this happened, is Let's Wow. Let's Wow. Dude. Let's Wow is fan fucking tastic. That is the most foreign shit. Because, like, you imagine, like, a Danish person at an amusement park being like, yeah, do we go on that one? And we have a great time. Let's wow, come on. And, dude, I couldn't believe, and they kept going, let's wow. And I'm like, no, are they saying that? And then I Shazammed it, and that's what the song is called. So I go, all right, dude, I have a new favorite song. And then I went to go look it up. It was nowhere. The only place I found it was YouTube. And it wasn't even a real video. It was just like a mini video. And I go, wow. I go, let's wow. It made me wow. So that is just fantastic. And if you listen to this podcast and if you ever heard a song that goes like let's wow or something like that, and you haven't thought of me, you're not a real fan. Okay? Because that is so something I would love. And you true baby, but there's nothing better than some music and let's wow. I've been good. I'm 198 pounds. I was 213. So talk about wowing. Leaning out. Feeling good. God, feeling so much better. Just to think that there's like fat people. Like even a little fat is horrible feeling. And I get like, look, I was 213. I'm 6'2", 6'3". So it's like 6'2". So it's like, my mom says I'm 6'3". I'm not. And so, but like 213 is, it didn't feel bad, but I didn't feel spry, And as you get older, if you let that weight drop, you go, whoa, I feel spry. So maybe it just gradually happens, but like some people are 280 pounds and they're not 9'5", They're like 5'11". That's wild. And I was thinking about that driving today. I was just like in my, because I have friends that are overweight and obviously, a lot of people are overweight. But I'm thinking like, what would it be like if you were that big? And some of you know, some of you guys listening know. Some of you guys are sitting down right now, you should be doing squats, right? Some of you are literally eating something disgusting right now. You're eating poutine fries with fucking bacon bits and gravy on it. Disgusting. And you're doing that, and you're fat doing it. And you're sitting, right? And that's fine. But it's like, how does that feel? And I don't, I'm not trying to fat shame or anything, but it's like, man, Survival. I think nature. One time I asked my scientist teacher. It was when I was in high school. I said, "Hey, if biologically we're supposed to live long, and then why doesn't our body adapt to the food, the food that tastes really good would be the healthy food and not the bad food?" And she said, "Well, some people think that it's because, you know, Earth is humans are a threat to Earth, and why wouldn't the Earth make the really bland food good and the really good food bad?" And I go, "Oh, thanks for the carry-on for the rest of my life. I will never not bring that with me and think of it. I think of it all the time. Oh, so nature's trying to kill us? Well, I mean, look at the whole Mark Wahlberg movie where he's just like, with the M. Night Shyamalan, what was it? Happening? That movie was so stupid they couldn't even figure out the name. They were like, just stuff's happening. And Mark Wahlberg was like, oh, there's a fucking breeze or something. I don't know what's going on. People keep getting into their cars and crashing into trees. What the fuck? So anyway, it was I probably liked it, honestly, that movie. It seems like some movie I would like. But I don't remember, but it's fine. So yeah, maybe nature is just like, hey, dude, you want to live on this earth a long time? Good luck eating this fucking lettuce. You know? Hey, good luck finding a probably when nature started, they were like, dude, make them have to eat chickens. They're going to be running around like crazy. You won't be able to catch them. And then because we have thumbs, we were able to get arrows and bows and shit, and then guns, and then we could not just lop their heads off and stuff. So nature goes, we really fucking took an L with that chicken thing. The chicken is really good for you. You know what we should have done? Because we made chicken really good for you, but we thought we made them hard to catch. We should have made them bigger. We should have made big chickens instead of the little ones we thought little would be fast. This is Mother Nature. We thought the little chickens would be fast and zipping around, and they are. But the truth is, humans really figured it out when they developed cars and weapons. We should have just made them bigger. This way, if you want to eat a chicken, you actually have to battle it. So we fucked up. We took it out with a chicken. And honestly, Jaguar should taste better, but it doesn't. And even still, humans kind of got the leg up on Jaguars because they got guns, dude. So we you know what we need? Monsters. We need great tasting monsters. we need big, scaly, purple, fucking. We fucked up. We fucked up making the sharks in the water. We put feet on the sharks and put them in buildings. The way we fucked it up. Nature, But then you know what would have happened? Sharks would have found a way to fuck up the planet. So, look, I think we're doing all good. This is Mother Nature's meeting. I think we're doing okay. But, these meetings are good to come and figure things out and help figure things out. So anyway, yeah, that was something my science teacher told me once, and I never forget it. It's all good. It is funny the things that stick with you, right? Right? Like, I know I have talked about this before on this podcast, but it's weird to think that I'm a dad now. And look, things still stick with me, right? Like something happened a month ago that I think about all the time, and I think I'm going to think about it all the time. And now I have kids. And they're going to think about those things. And I always wonder what those things are, It's so crazy. But I put Calvin to bed the other night. And I will never forget it. I will never forget that night, I don't think, because it was, 5 nights ago, maybe. Yeah, maybe 5, 6. And he was going to bed. And when kids get tired, they get emotional, which is something that happens to me too. Hey, when I'm tired, fuck you. Hey, dude, when I'm tired, grab me that and don't say anything back to me. Hey, dude, when I'm tired and I say something and you don't hear me, get your fucking ears checked. Right? I mean, I got home last night exhausted. I got home from Waco. Dude, I'm at the age now where if I'm tired the night before, guess what? Tomorrow, don't remember. I was talking to Chris today. I was like, did you put the kids down or did I put the kids down? She said, you did. I said, oh. I just forget. And I go, part of me is like, do I need more ginkgo biloba in my diet? And then part of me is like, maybe this is just early onset dementia. And then part of me is like, no, it's just human. One time I asked the doctor, I was like, yo, doc, how come I'm so tired? Do I have like chronic fatigue syndrome? And he said, how old are you? And I said, I was like 39, 40. And he said, oh, no, that's just life. I said, so I'm just going to be tired from now on? And he was like, kinda. That's what the doctor said to me. And I go, oh, fuck. I didn't realize you got to be more active and shit like that. And now I'm, firing on all cylinders. Okay, we get it. But so I put Calvin to bed the other night and he was emotional, just like his dad. But he was sitting in bed and I could see something was on his mind. And he was like, he wasn't crying, but he was, you know what he was? He was, hey, bud, you feeling okay? He was a, hey, bud, you feeling okay? Away from bursting into tears. You understand? Like remember when you were in school, like you're in 5th grade, so he'd be like, you gonna cry? And you go, fuck, now I am. Do you know what I'm saying? It was that. And I recognized it. I forgot that was a thing until now I'm a dad again. I go, oh, okay. All right. You gonna cry, bud? Oh, you fucking son of a bitch. That shit is kryptonite to an 8-year-old. That's a kryptonite move. That's the Osotagari. That is just, that's a slimy move, right? So I'm not going to, I don't, you can cry? Oh, dude, that still kind of works on me if I think about it. Fuck. Think about that. Someone going, you can cry? Oh, fuck. God damn it. That's poignant like goddamn A1 sauce. That feels like that's just, it's tart is what it is. So I could see he's in that mode, but I know it's late. Okay. And, he does the thing where, I don't know if your kids do this or whatever, but, your nephews, nieces, but they'll be laying down and then they pop up and then they go lay back down and then pop up and you're like, stay laying. What are you doing? What are you fucking Michael Myers? When he's like, dang dong dong dang dong dong dang dong. Remember when he gets up? You think he's dead and he just dang dong dong dang dong dong dang dong dang dong. Why doesn't he use his fucking? It always bothered me he didn't use his arms. Michael Myers. When he just fucking sits up like he's like it's like a springboard. So I'm like, okay, he's in that mode and he's doing the popping up and down thing. And then he just looks at me and he says, and I know he's in that mode and I'm like, oh, he might start getting emotional. And he looks at me and he says, do you know you're the best person in the whole world? And I say, oh, and I start crying. He judoed it. So I go, oh, what are you doing? Hey, this isn't supposed to, And so I'm like, oh, and I start tearing up. And then that lets him start tearing up. And I go, oh, fuck, beautiful moment. Hi. I'm not prepared for, you know what I mean? It's like, I'm not prepared for this at all. I didn't know that this was going to be going down. I wish someone gave me a heads up. Maybe it's beautiful that nobody did, right? But God, hey, give me a little bit of a heads up, right? Hey, God, give me a little nudge that, hey, you're gonna feel bunched up for a bit. But I didn't. I didn't know. And he says, you know, you're the best person in the whole world. I go, oh. And then I go, just welling up till it's too much on my bottom lid, cascading down, hitting the chin until it's too much weight for the chin, and then just beautifully dripping down into my palm. And we just hug and cry. And I'm like, oh my God. I think about this now and I'm like, I guess it's beautiful. Like, I grew up in two ways. Like, I grew up in the man it up type of way, but also it's okay to express your feelings, right? So I have those two sides that battle me. That's like what it kind of was when you were born in, I would say, 80s or 90s. You have the two sides now, or at least 10 years ago, it was say your feelings, express your feelings. Everything is okay. If you're sensitive, that's manly now. Before that, before the 80s, it was, what are you, a fucking piece of shit? If you even questioned anything, you go, oh, you're a fucking pansy. We might have to bleep that out, but yeah, it's just you can't. There was no emotions as a man. As a man, you were just a man, right? So both of those things, I'm always kind of on the offense and defense of that as a dad, because I don't want, you want to raise the best type of person, right? Man or female, whatever you have. I got two boys, but so I go, oh, and then he starts saying like, I don't know. I said, are you crying because you're sad, or are you crying because you're happy? And he was like, I don't know. It's just, sometimes I just feel so much. And I'm like, oh, that's okay. I understand. Yeah, I used to feel the same way. And I remember being a really young kid and just being, the only way to describe it is really like poignantly intense. Like, it was just, where am I? What am I doing? Why are all these things that I'm looking at here? I mean, just like, you're learning too much as a kid. Your brain is constantly catching up to, oh, we got curtains? Okay, what are curtains? Oh, that closes up the sun. Oh, the sun? What's the sun? Oh, the sun? Oh, the sun represents on the earth. The earth? What's the earth? Oh, they mean there's a universe? You're just constantly like, what? You think you're all safe in your mom, and then you come out of her pussy and you go, oh shit, I thought I knew something going on. I thought I knew what was going on, but there's a whole world outside this pussy. And then humans are like, oh yeah, we know exactly what it's like on Earth. And then you go, oh yeah, what if you die and you just come out of another pussy and that's the real pussy? Do you know what I'm saying? What's the, so it's like, all right, I'm going to keep coming out of women. I thought this was the real one. This isn't the real life. God damn it, I got to start over. At least I know how to talk at this point. And let me check everything. Okay, I'm still a guy. I'm attracted to women. Okay, good. Yes, great. Fuck, another one, huh? And so, so now we're crying, and I'm like, it's okay. You're all good, buddy. Don't worry about it. It's okay to cry, and like, I know that life is a lot sometimes, and you're gonna go through this stuff, and it's okay. And so he would like sit there and like try to wipe his tears, and then he would just go, and then start to cry again. And I understand it. I understand that. I feel that because I remember feeling those ways when I was a kid. And he's basically, well, at this point, I joke about like he's me, but at this point I feel like I'm him because he's, him and Billy. Billy's 2.5, so it's he's a little bit young, but they are the people that matter, not me. So I say I'm him. We're all our own people, but you know what I'm saying. the versions of it. It's just wild to see genetics, is what I'm saying. So he's starting to do that, and then he's crying, and I'm like, it's okay, buddy. And he's just like, I just love you so much, and it was really beautiful, and I'll never forget it. And it was just, I start thinking like, wow, this is like, I do have those feelings where I'm like, oh, this is really great, a great experience for me. And then I'm like, okay, but it shouldn't be about me. How's the experience for him? Am I doing okay? Like constantly thinking about all this stuff. And am I here for him in the right way? And then it was probably 15 minutes of this until he didn't cry for a while. This was so sweet. And he's sitting in the bed, and then tears start to well up again. And he can't help himself, and he says, I can't believe I'm such a good person. Dude. And I loved it, dude. Because he is. And he knows that about himself. And that's how we make him feel, dude. Oh, it was so great. It was so great. It was so great. And then I went to check on Billy, and he was just fucking eating a book. So it's that second born, really, you know? But yeah, it was so sweet and so fun. But I just, that whole experience for me was just, how it affected me was crazy. Like how it made me, I had a conversation, a very brief conversation with a fan that came to my show in Waco, I think. Could have been Midland, but I think it was Waco. And he was like, You've made me so, I never thought I wanted kids, but listening to your podcast made me so excited to have kids. And now we're working on having kids. And I'm like, oh, wow. Yeah, that's crazy. Because it really is so exciting and awesome. Okay, I'm talking too much about it. I know that a lot of people like it. A lot of people don't like it when I talk about that. A lot of people just want me to make fun of videos and shit. But whatever, dude. You get, you know what you get? You get me tired Sunday night saying, fuck you. That's what you get. Because this is what I want to do anyway. I just love it, dude. I don't know, whatever. That's how I feel right now. I love being a dad, but probably because the Halloween is coming up and the what do you call it? The holidays are coming up, and it's just got me thinking and all that, But and then, dude, it's so funny what kids will do magic tricks for you that are not magic. They're just like showing you something, and you go, oh, wow. You don't even know. You go, oh, wow. So Kevin's like, watch his magic trick. And he has a witch hat on. And he goes like, he hits his witch hat, pulls the witch hat off, and there's like a small pumpkin that falls out of it. And obviously he just put the pumpkin in the hat and then came up to me and did that. And he's saying that's a magic trick, when in actuality, I mean, I guess for a 5-year-old, it's good. But I know how he did it. It's not exactly going to be on Magicians Exposed. Like so he does that. But one thing I am really proud of him for was after the trick, this motherfucker looks directly in my eyes. Like, what the fuck do you think about that? And I'm like, the confidence. Holy shit. I could have never done that as a 6-year-old. I don't even know if I would have been like, hey, look. But this boy kept eye contact to me. Like, fuck do you think about my trick, bitch? And I go, oh, it was hysterical. The way he fucking just bored through me. Loved it. Is what it is. Oh, do we have these? What happens when a football quarterback lands in a fantasy world? Find out in Full On Fantasy Blitz, free to read on the Webtoons app or search Full On Fantasy Blitz anywhere. Go to holler.baby/Chris Lee if you want to get a shout out on this podcast. Trying to hit your macros but hate meal prepping? Don't waste money on DoorDash. Get high protein meals from a local private chef delivered in LA. Order on IG. Chef Madison Howe. Go to holler.baby/Chris Lee if you want to get a shout out on the podcast. Yeah, macros. Been doing good with the macros, obviously. Do you guys do saunas and shit? Do you do a sauna? Yeah, people love saunas. Fucking why, dude? It's just so hot in there. Yeah, I guess people like to sweat it out and then like take a shower and do that stuff. But it's like sometimes that's like to me like when women are like, I love crying, and you're like, what? Because it feels so good afterwards, and you're like, yeah. Then you don't like crying. You like after that. You like the sauna or you like after the sauna? Because if you like after the sauna, it's always after the sauna. Do one sauna. And then it's always after the sauna. Because people are like, look, working out is arguably that, right? Oh, but I feel so good afterwards. And I do. But I love it during because it's hard. I'm not in my head. I'm thinking of absolutely nothing. And I'll be damned if I have some fucking AirPods in or headphones. No, absolutely not. You know what I listen to? The gym music or nothing. If I'm outside, birds, dude. I'm not. And it's annoying too because sometimes people come up and talk to me, right? Because they want to say something, and I don't know if I have headphones on, maybe they wouldn't, but I deal with it, dude. I want some guy in my ear. What am I, gay? I want Lil Durk just telling me things? Fuck out of here. No. I'll just do deadlifts and listen to whatever the fuck is around. Yeah, I'm going to listen to Morgan Wallen just say some things about love in my ear while I'm doing getting crazy while I'm fancy with the kettlebells? No. Fucking no. I'll just listen to whatever's on. Or nothing. And I'm not saying you're gay if you listen to music at the gym, but really, I heard David Goggins doesn't listen to music when he works out, and I go, yeah, but different reasons than me. But yeah, he's like, I don't want to have to rely on it. I'm like, all right, that's a crazy person, but I'm also a crazy person. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't listen to that shit. I'm not. There's some good music, but the Ed Gein thing, dude. The show. I keep trying to watch it. And it's just it's not cutting it, dude. It's too gay. And here's my take on the Ed Gein show. Monsters. Ryan Murphy is obviously he's a producer. He's great. Does a lot of great stuff. He's obviously gay, and all you have to do to know he's gay is be right. And because eventually you'll see one of his shows because they're so omnipresent, and you'll go, oh, gay, and that's fine. Nothing wrong with gay, right? He made a bunch of different shows. He made so many shows that I forgot about some of them. I forgot about the Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton one. I forgot about that one with Clive Owen. Oh yeah. Okay. There's the Menendez ones. There's the Dahmer one. There's the Versace one. There's the Aaron, the football player one. Right? Every show, he goes, oh yeah, cool story, but how gay were they? Right? Okay. And honestly, that's fine. If that's what you want your work to be, good. 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 You know, there's people out there that just make documentaries about the same thing all their whole life, and that's what they like doing. You got fucking who's that? The guy who sounds like this, who's the German, Werner Herzog. He goes out, pretty much does the same thing, and so if you want to just make a show and be like, yeah, okay, cool idea for a story, but also how gay was he? How gay can it be? That's fine. Okay? And if there's an appetite for it, great. But we have to understand that these shows are in the gay and lesbian category. You understand? It's not horror. All right? And that's okay. If the thing about Dahmer, if the thing about Ed Gein, if the interesting thing is that they're gay, my take is, whoopsie daisy, you fucked up, right? Why? Well, Dahmer eats heads of people and stores bodies in his fridge, and Ed Gein, killed his own brother probably and would wear people's faces. Okay? So I don't need Charlie Hunnam playing this depraved. It's just weird. It's like Ed Gein if he just ate almonds. He's got a six-pack. It's so gay. And I want to know, look, you make the show you want to make, and Ryan Murphy is very talented, right? It's just, I want to watch something that's just not going to always be, like, here's the thing. He's going to make the Diddy story. Are you kidding me? Ryan Murphy's going to make P. Diddy, the Diddy story, monster. And he's just there's going to be multiple scenes with him lubed up, just straight up working off. With Meek Mill will be in it. He'll be gay, even though, I don't know if he is or not, but it's like, there's that speculation. If there's a speculation, that's how it is. Versace was the best one because it's about fashion and gayness. So tell me how gay it is. The Menendez brothers, they're pretty gay. So that one was also nice. Glee was supposed to be his best. It's about a musical. Gay. It's a musical. So this is the thing. But when you take Ed Gein, which, by the way, didn't even necessarily cross-dress, and then make some cross-dress in the, whatever you call it. I don't know. It's just weird. It gives off the vibe of you just want to see Charlie Hunnam in a fucking bra, dude. Hollywood, man. Nah, I don't know. But I can't watch the Ed Gein show. Also, I don't believe Ed Gein sounded like that. I know Charlie Hunnam has that high Mickey Mouse voice, and he said because he heard a recording of it. I don't believe he really sounds like that. I do not believe that dude, if they got like John Malkovich, or he's too old now, but like somebody like that to play the part, man, forget it. They miscast, whatever, but it's okay. So I went to go watch because I downloaded it. I went to go watch Ed Gein show, whatever, Monster. And I was on the plane, and for some reason, the fifth episode wouldn't play, even though I had it loaded. And then I look, I'm like, all right, I guess I can't watch this. So I said, what else do I have downloaded? I had that show Wayward downloaded with Toni Collette, right? Yeah, that's her name. From The Sixth Sense. And it's about, who cares what it's about? But it does one of those things where the writers make I think this might be my biggest pet peeve. One of them, top 5 pet peeve with scripts. When the teenagers in the movie or TV show have taste in music and TV shows like a 38-year-old writer would have. Oh, I fucking hate it, dude. It drives me fucking nuts, dude. It drives me nuts when they're like, well, because, I listen to, Pink Floyd. And it's like, no, you don't. You're 7. Or like, oh, have you seen Reservoir Dogs? It's like, dude, this is the writer being a fucking dum-dum because he just wants to fucking talk about. It's awful, dude. And they do this with this show. It's like, dude, this 16-year-old girl says, well, we got to be sneaky like Pierce Brosnan in Thomas Crown Affair. And I go like this. Dude, what? The Thomas Crown Affair? Pierce Brosnan? Okay, so okay, fine. So I go, that's awful. That's egregious. That's terrible writing. Okay? Then, oh yeah, but the girl's, she's smarter than the rest of the, shut up, dude. Every fucking character, no. So then later on, somebody mentions Jack Nicholson to this character, and she doesn't know who it is. Pick one. You can't know who Pierce Brosnan in the Thomas Crown Affair is and not who Jack Nicholson is. The writer exposed themselves. The writer messed up. I go, this is terrible. And I kept watching. There's a man, Netflix, they do have this stuff that is not like this too, but it's so funny when they introduce like a trans person in the show. And they just are like, it's like it's in a small town. And everyone's calling this woman who chopped her titties off a guy. And it's like the small town would be cool with that. Like, huh? Hey, what did he say? Oh, dude, look at his eyes. They beautiful? You're not gonna, and I'm not saying, you're gonna be. I don't give a shit. Look, my whole thing is, if you cut your penis off, I'll call you whatever you want. That's a fucking crazy. That's hardcore. You did it, okay? But in these small towns, they don't do that. They don't just assume the gender that you want to be. They go, beautiful eyes, tits, female. Bulge in your pants, stubble, guy. That's what they do. So it's like you got cops in small towns calling this person, hey man. Like it's just not, I know obviously to make a show real is not well, no, a lot of times it is the goal. People want like just a mirror to reality, which is fine. It isn't always what TV shows and movies have to do, which is why you get people like David Lynch, and that's great. But yeah. But come on, I'm not going to listen to a beat cop call a biological woman a man when it's like a fucking actor, when it's like a character in a movie. It's like, dude, that's just not. I can't say what you want about what you believe in, but I can't believe that this is the thing about that. It's like I'd rather just have people be fighting fucking aliens and monsters that don't exist. At least I can suspend my hope. Don't half step. You know what I'm saying? Anyway. Oh, they arrested the Louvre thieves? Oh, wow. Wow, I didn't know that. When? Suspects arrested over the theft of crown jewels from Paris Louvre Museum. Hell yeah, dude. I love that. 2 suspects arrested in connection with the Paris prosecutor said that investigators made arrests Saturday evening. Saturday, yeah. Wow, they're fucked. Oh, man. What do you get for that, like, in Paris? Life? Probably. They'll rack those charges up. And you used a crane, too, and you don't have a permit. Yeah. Extra, maximum for that, for crane usage. You used a crane to get out of the building and you don't have papers to operate a crane. But of course, 10 years for just that. The trial? Oh, they did the whole stealing in 8 minutes. There's also a law you have to take longer than that. There wasn't enough planning. The maximum, 10 years for that. Wow. This is wild. How do you get away with anything nowadays? $102 million. How do you, the fucking balls, dude? Huh? Well, where do you take it? How do you get rid of it? How do you dump it? How do you make it? From the world's most visited museum, the museum's director called the incident a terrible failure. Okay, yeah. But my God, how do you, dude, there's cameras everywhere. And they found out who did it in a week. Remember the days of the serial killers, dude? Dude, if I was in the 20s, I'd probably stick a few people, you know what I mean? Ah, shit, you're leaking. I'll probably make a few people. I got some enemies. I'll probably fucking. You're leaking. Just a few. Whoop. You're leaking. Shit. And you know what? I'm gonna regret that I did that, but I did it. You're gone. You're gonna leak out. I'm sorry. I'm. You know. It's 1920. What the fuck are you gonna do? DNA? Forensics? No. No. We're in the middle of nowhere. There's barely lights. We use candles still, kind of. You're leaking. Choked you. No blood. Rear naked choke. And we don't even know what that is yet. Only Brazilians do at this point. And you're getting choked out. There you go. Whoops. Restricting. No blood. Oh, what happened? Oh no, what happened? Oh, hey, what happened? Did you see what happened? Yeah, he just fell down, collapsed. Oh, really? Yep. We're going to check for bruising? No, because that's not a thing yet. Oh, yeah? Why? Because it's the 20s. We don't even know about that. Oh, cool. Fucking scot-free. Poison. Did they even have... Yeah, they had poison back then. Choking. Leaking. Poison. My thing would be choking, dude. My thing would be creeping up behind you in the 20s, putting you out, and then he slipped and fell. Look, he's got a bruise on his head, but it cut to me, flashback, black and white, smashing a rock on his head after he's choked. Yeah, that's what it was that killed him. He fell on that rock. Fuck. I saw it happen. Just panting because I just tried to fucking choke him out. What were you going to do? It's the 20s. Yeah, so can't prove it, right? There you go. Anyway. Make a grave. But just do it right here, because that's what we did in the 20s. We'd just do it right here. Just dig. Yeah, we're so gross. Right. Just leave them. Leave them. That's what we do. What do you do when someone dies? You leave them. You kind of dig a little bit and you put something on them, but we don't even remember. The graves are puffed up too. Still, we put the dirt on top of it, and it's like a mound. We still do that. We don't even make a whole hole. So we're basically just leaving a guy. You know what we're doing? We're planting a guy. That's what we're doing. But anyway, we got rid of they got the jewels back, which is great, which is just fantastic. Anyway, that's it. I'm Chris D'Elia, and I hope you enjoyed the show. And then also, I'm going to be in different places. Go to Syracuse, Buffalo, or Hamilton. Go to chrisdelia.com, and I'll see you in Jacksonville. Thanks a lot, guys.